Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. Where the Mishnah Yomi continues. This is the Mishnah for Shabbat Matot Maseh. It is now Erev Shabbat Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av, and we pray that through our Torah and our Tefillah, Hashem will be Mahafech this Chodesh, will turn over this month, Me'evil Yagon L'Sasav V'Simcha, from mourning to joy. So we're in the 10th parak of Terumot at the 11th Mishnah. Rabbi Yosi Omer, Kol HaNishlokim Imatradim, anything that is cooked up. Now, nishlok is not just cooked, but really stewed up, really extra cooked with a liquid, with other things. Imtrodin. Trodin is a kind of beet that has a very strong taste. Asurim. So if they cooked truma beets with anything else, the taste will make it asur mipnei shehu notnim et hatam. Because these trodin, when they're stewed with other foods, will give their taste into anything. Now, this implies that less sharp-tasting items would not necessarily give their taste when cooked together, which we don't paskin like this. Rabbi Shimon Omer, Kruv Shoshikya. Rabbi Shimon adds that a cabbage of a watered, irrigated field, im Kruv Shobol, with the cabbage from a rain-watered, amply moist field, is also Memeshu Bolea. It is forbidden because the less moist cabbage will readily absorb the flavor and the truma status from the more watered cabbage. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, and some of the Girsa, Bartner has Rabbi Akiva Omer, Kol hamit boshlin zeim ze, items that are cooked one with another. The Bartner explains they're min bamino, they're both carrots, they're both potatoes. Mutarim, they're always mutter. Now Rabbi Yehuda has a shita min bamino eino bottle, that like tastes do not cancel each other out. So perhaps he's relying on this. He says everything's mutter ella ima basar, except for meat. Meaning that if you had a cow of nevela with a perfectly kosher cow and he cooked them together, that even though lemaisa they both taste like cow, they both have the exact same spices, the exact same taste, that the nevela status would transfer over with that taste if they are cooked together. The Bartanura points out we don't paskin halacha. He says none of these are halacha lema'aseh. It's a good reminder we don't paskin halacha lema'aseh, halacha lemaisa from the Mishnah. You need to consult your local Orthodox rabbi and posek and your Shulchan Aruch. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri Omer. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri adds, Habkoved, the liver, oseret ve'ena ne'aseret. It makes asur and it does not become asur. The Bartner says the chiddush she's talking about is if he cooked the liver from a perfectly kosher, properly slaughtered animal with the liver of a nevela or a treifa. Since the liver itself is full of blood, it's halachically considered to be mamish, full of blood, that when you're frying up the kosher liver with the nevela liver, don't try this at home, Rabbosai, but when he's doing this, the blood is coming out of the kosher liver so much that the blood of the nevela liver is not going into the kosher liver. So at the end of the day, we rely on Aidi the Tor Liflot Lobola. Because it's busy expelling the blood inside of it, it's not absorbing blood from the outside, it would still be kosher. As the Mishnah here concludes, it's busy giving out the blood, it's not absorbing blood. Now, lema'aseh, anything cooked with liver is forbidden. So if you boiled up a perfectly kosher liver with perfectly kosher potatoes, guess what? Those perfectly kosher potatoes are now bloody potatoes, and we do not eat blood, so they are forbidden. Not only that, if you boiled up a perfectly kosher liver in water, then you have a problem still, because the blood comes out of the liver. It's so full of blood, it goes into the water, but then it gets absorbed from the water back into the liver, and it doesn't come out again, so now you have a bloody liver again that is forbidden. This is why we roast liver. In the roasting process, the blood is dripping out from the heat of the fire and simply getting burnt up and not being reabsorbed into anything else. That's exactly why we roast liver, and we do not cook and boil liver at all. Good, on to Mishnah Yud Beis. Beitza, an egg, shenit boshla betavlin asurin, that you cooked together this egg. You can hard boil this egg here, but you did it with truma spices, or with kilaya kerem that is asur to everybody. Afilu chelmon shalah, even the yolk in the middle of the egg, asur, is forbidden. Mipnei shehu bolea, because it absorbs. You might have thought because of the egg shell, and the egg white that the yolk doesn't absorb? No, the whole egg is usur. The shell is porous. It does not prevent absorption. Mishnah continues, May shlokot, the broth from your shlokos, your stew, umei kavashim, or the liquid from your pickling, shel truma, where you've stewed up some truma or made truma pickles, asurim lazarim. It is not allowed to non-kohanim, even if it's merely the broth or merely the brine. It has the taste of the truma in it. Yeshkoyach Rabosai, Yashar Koach, Chazak Baruch, and Shabbat Shalom Mivrach.